Welcome back. You're still watching Morning Live. Now, he, without a shadow of a doubt, understands the female form and mind. Through his work, he's shown us that style and class need not scream for attention, but elevate a lady's idea of herself. Well, his designs are a mixture of simplicity and high-end quality. He designs, which are known for hugging the female figure perfectly, do not rely on prints or drama to sell them, but his attention to detail and proper finishing. Well, today, the very humble and talented fashion designer, that is Thula Sindi, is our young creative this morning. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Morning.
All right. So, where did your affair with clothing start?
Well, you know what? I've always loved art. I went to art school, and I loved the mixing of color, proportion, and for me, fashion seemed like the perfect vehicle to mix everything that I love. You know what I mean? I love creating items, and clothing is one of those things that everybody enjoys. So it's a passion.
At what point did you particularly gain confidence in designing for the female figure?
Well, I'm a bit of a nerd, you know what I mean? I like finding out stuff. I like knowing things I don't know, you know what I mean? So women's wear for me was about researching, about listening, about knowing what the customer wants, about creating items that people can treasure and people can use in their life, you know what I mean? So for me, it's a great challenge. And I think me and my customer are in a good relationship now.
What did those around you, though, how did they respond to this love that you had for designing clothes?
Well, for me, luckily, I'm from a very supportive family. They're very creative, you know what I mean? When I wanted to do fashion, they felt like, wow, I actually want to be a doctor because that's really a more stable kind of career, you know what I mean? And they're my biggest supporters. You know, my family buys my clothing. No freebies, hey.
Yeah, no.
And I love seeing that. They were my first customers. So, you know, once people around you are buying your product, you kind of know what your customer is because you know your mom, you know your aunt, you know your cousins. So you know there's women like that out there. So I've been creating from what I know and taking it outwards. And
at the time when your figure is still trying to figure out this love for fashion, who did you look up to in the same industry?
Well, in this industry, I actually respect a lot of designers. You know, anyone that can make the business of fashion work. People like Gavin Raja, Julian, Sister Bucks, you know, so many people that I've been looking up to and even worked for, you know what I mean? Because I've worked for a lot of designers before I went on my own. And people who can really get the business right and the fashion side right. But
when did you find your niche, your signature? Because there's something about designers that when you look at, for instance, you can just automatically tell that's a Thula Sindi. When did you find that? Like, almost like your voice?
Well, that's hard to say because I'm always... it comes naturally because, like you say, it's a voice. So when you speak, it comes out, you know what I mean? So, and I'm always honest with myself, I'm honest with my customer, and I'm honest with my creative process. So there's always a thread within all the collections, and it's about simplicity, it's about sophistication, and it's about quality and re-educating ourselves about good clothing.
Having worked with all these designers and worked for them, when did you decide, okay, no, it's enough now. I need to find who Thula Sindi is. I have to find my niche in this market. You know,
when I stopped learning, that's when I said, okay, I can do this for myself. Because, you know, there's only so much you can learn from others, and then the rest you need to learn for yourself. Like right now, we're about to open a store in Rosebank in the early June. Yeah. So that's another step for us to go forward. So there'll be a Thula Sindi store in early June in Rosebank. Yeah, so that's also just a way for customers to easier get to what we do and to learn more about really good clothing. Because I think in the last 20 years, the quality of clothing has gone down, but the prices have gone up. Yeah. So I think I want to create products that are locally designed, locally made, and beautiful, and they last, and we can buy and support, but also you're not just supporting, you're actually buying quality products. And
I mean, I've seen your work in other stores, and this must be a big deal that there is simply just the Thula Sindi, and we can just go to one Thula Sindi instead of going to the other stores to get maybe a necklace of yours or your collection.
You can go to all of them. Yeah. Because we're also online at thulasindi.com. But also at multiple other boutiques. You know, it's really about ease, because right now it's all about people don't have time. So go to a store that's close to you, or go to our store, or even go online and buy Thula Sindi clothing.
Who's your muse?
I think the woman herself. You know, the working woman, you guys are doing a heck of a lot, you know what I mean? And you've got many demands, and especially the Black South African woman, you know what I mean? So many roles you play within one day. I'm not even talking about a week. From here, you could be going to a funeral where you have to be peeling as Umakoti. From there, you could be a CEO somewhere. From somewhere, you go and be someone's daughter. There's so much going on, and you need clothing to be with you and support you while you are being yourself, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
If you were not making clothes, what would you be doing?
I'd probably be a writer or a pilot. Yeah.
What's the best part of waking up to this creative space that you're in where it's your happy place?
Oh, the best part is really just not having to try so hard. You know what I mean? I always say to people, I feel bad because it actually comes so easy, but not having to try so hard. You know, we really push ourselves technically, but when it comes to the creative part, you know, people say, oh, they're waiting for inspiration. For me, when I see you guys, it's there. And I'm like, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that, level needs to be that.
I want your job. Thula Sindi, thank you so much for talking to us. Thula Sindi is one of the country's most successful, much loved, most worn and highly respected fashion designers. Thula Sindi is the young creative we're celebrating this weekend. Visit www.thulasindi.com or follow him on Twitter. His handle is @ThulaSindi to get a sense of what we mean when we say he really designs for the female form with love, passion and understanding.